I found her phone first. Face down, buzzing against the kitchen tiles like a dying insect. The last message on the screen was mine: "Be home before dark." It was sent 2 hours too late. The air still smelled of her perfume, faint and wrong, like memory pretending to be real. A chair was tipped over, a single shoe beneath it. The fridge door open, humming, spilling cold light over everything she left behind. I called her name once, just once. The silence that answered wasn't empty, it was watching. People talk about the moment you know something's gone wrong. For me, it wasn't the mess, it was the quiet. A quiet that said, "You could have stopped this. You just didn't come soon enough." And that's when I realized, the crime had already chosen me too. They questioned me first, politely, like I was fragile evidence. The detective's pen scratched slower when I said her name, Emma. He wrote it twice, underlined it once. They asked about enemies, lovers, arguments. I told them she was just 20, that her worst sin was trusting people too easily. They didn't write that down. At night, I replayed her last week through old messages. A contact I didn't recognize, saved only as H. Every text from him vanished, deleted, but timestamps remained. Each one sent after midnight. Her friend said she'd been nervous lately, hearing footsteps outside her window. Police said there were no footprints. They always say that when they stop looking. So I started looking myself. In every photo, every corner, every pause between her words, searching for what I missed the night she disappeared. Grief has a pattern, a shape you start to recognize. Mine looked like obsession. I found myself driving to places she never went, standing outside houses that felt wrong in ways I couldn't explain. Once, I saw him, the man from her photos, same jacket, same watch. But when I followed, he turned a corner and vanished into nothing but rain. People in town began to look away when I walked by. Neighbors whispered like my guilt was contagious. Even the detective's tone changed, softer, colder, like he'd already decided I wasn't looking for answers, I was hiding from one. Then one night I got a call. No words, just breathing. A familiar rhythm, slow, then sharp. The way she used to breathe when she was scared. That was the first time I said it out loud. She's still here. The truth didn't come in a flash. It leaked, slow, deliberate. A hidden folder on her old laptop. A video, grainy, time-stamped 2 nights before she vanished. She's in her room, laughing. Someone behind the camera says her name softly. It's not a stranger's voice. It's his. Her stepbrother. The one who moved in 6 months ago when his mother remarried me. My hands went numb. The audio crackled, a short argument, then silence, then a door slamming. The last frame froze on her face, halfway between fear and disbelief. I didn't tell the police right away. I just sat there, watching the file over and over until the meaning carved itself into me. The crime wasn't random. It wasn't outside these walls. It was born here, in my house, and I let it happen. He didn't deny it. He didn't need to. The way he looked at me said enough. I met him in the kitchen, same floor where I found her phone. He was calm, almost relieved, like confession was a weight he'd planned to drop for months. "I didn't mean to," he said. She was going to tell. I didn't raise my voice, didn't touch him. I just slid the USB across the counter, the video file labeled with her name, and walked out. By morning, the detectives had the evidence. By noon, he was in custody. By nightfall, the house was silent again, but not empty. Because justice doesn't sound like a gavel. It sounds like a door closing behind someone who thought he'd never be caught. It's been 6 months. The garden still smells like her shampoo. The fridge hums the same way it did that night. Indifferent, endless. People ask if I feel better now that it's over. But it's not over. Justice doesn't undo guilt. It just gives it structure. I visit her room sometimes. Not to remember her, but to remember the silence that taught me what monsters look like when they wear family names. They say forgiveness is freedom. Maybe, but freedom was never what I wanted. All I ever wanted was the truth, and the truth, once spoken, doesn't die. Justice was never about mercy.